Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Clutch Conversations, episode 14. 14, man. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell everybody, your auntie, your cousin. Hey, you see some random dude in Walmart, pull it up on your phone real quick and be like, hey, go sub the Clutch Conversation, man. But we're going to start off with the game that just ended. All right, the Rams beat the Cardinals 13-9. A very low scoring game. It was really the Rams all the way 10-0 till halftime for real. Um, it was a very low scoring game. I ain't gonna lie. Matt Stafford didn't really go crazy. He was 17 for 32, 189 yards. The rushing game wasn't really crazy, but Puka had a good game. But we're gonna call it the stats first. Matt Stafford 17 for 32, 189. Kyron Williams 13 carries, 56 rushing yards, 1 TD. Puka Nacua with a great game, 10 receptions, 129 yards. Cooper Kupp really only had one session. And that was really it. So this game, like I said, it was a very defensive game. Nobody can really get much going. I mean, the Rams got off to a great start, like I said, but fizzled out in the end. They did get a field goal in the fourth. And I just Kyler passed the ball 50 times. He was 33 48, 321 yards, 1 TD and two picks. I didn't really get to see his two picks because I was kind of busy. Wow, it's kind of hard to watch this game. I was watching the Colorado game too. But I do want to say the Cardinals, man, it's been a real weird season for them. Now, one bright spot that has popped up is Trey McBride. Trey McBride, their tight end, dog. He had a great game, 12 catches, 120 yards, and 1 TD. He's always open. They finally got him that touchdown too. They've been really wanting to get him, so he finally got his touchdown. And like he's really, man, one of the best tight ends in football. Top 5 tight end right now. Argue with a wall. You got him, Brock, Kittle, Kelsey. In that fifth spot is who you want. But he's playing at a top 5 tight end level this season. So the offense is his. Marvin Harrison, did he play? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Marvin Harrison had 6 receptions, 96 yards. I skipped right over that. I don't know why. So this is one of his better games this season besides that one monster game he had. We had like 100 receptions, 100 receiving yards in the first quarter. And I just think it's growing pains. He's gonna turn out fine. I think he was drafted this high for a reason. So I think he gonna be fine. I just don't know what to say for the Cards. The offense could be very, very flat at times. And even this game right here, them 2 turnovers really did. It looked like it really did cost him. Because even though I didn't see his turnovers, I want to know when did they happen. I need to find that out. I mean, because they had, if you look at the total yards, they had more total yards. They had 396 total yards, and the Rams only had 257. So they won the yard battle. I mean, they had more passing yards, they had more rushing yards. I just think, he had to throw a yeah. And okay, I see. So what really kind of lost them this game, what I'm looking at, because I didn't get to watch all of it, is fourth down efficiency. They're 0 for 2. You gotta convert on fourth downs. You have to. I mean, when you take them, you gotta convert them. They were 6 for 13 on third downs, and they really led. They had more fourth downs, man. They just couldn't score. They couldn't score. They had more time of possession. So from what I'm seeing, it just looked like they could not put the ball in the end zone. They couldn't. They could not put the ball in the end zone, bro. And that's kind of been a story for the Cards, man, because they have a good squad. You got your Kyler, you got your Marvin Harrison, you got your Trey McBride on offense. Those are 3 guys on offense. In the rushing game, James Conner really didn't have that good of a game, but he's a quality running back. It's just, I just don't know. I don't know for the Cards, but what I do know, the Rams, did they clinch? Did this game get them in the playoffs? I'm curious. Okay, so they haven't clinched yet, unless it ain't updated yet. I don't even know. They're 10-6. They're probably gonna win their division. This was the they got one more game, and their last game is against. Let's see, their last game is against the Seahawks. So this is a good game, but I think the Seahawks have no way of. The Seahawks really have no way of catching them. Uh, because even if they win, wait, that's not true. That's not true. I just lied. Because if they win, the Seahawks is 9-7. The Rams is 10-6. So if they win, they equally be 10-7. But the Seahawks might not just their first time playing the Seahawks. Okay, so this will be crazy because if the Rams win, they're gonna win their division. If the Seahawks win, I don't know because they have the same record and then they will split the series 1-1. I don't. Ooh, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to watch that game. I gotta watch that one because, like I just said, the way the standings is, they have the same record. The Seahawks might get the nod because they won the. I don't know. I can't even. I ain't gonna make no suggestions. I don't even know. That's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna have to get a little more research that one a little more. But this game, like I said, I seen some of it. I didn't get to see all of it. But from what I've seen, it's just the defenses were playing pretty good. The defense is really a defensive game. This is a real people gotta understand what football. If football really was like how it's played, it's very defensive. That's why we got these low scoring games that nobody wants to watch. I mean, that's not good for business. So that's why I think they're promoting the offense to score a little bit. The defense can't really do what they used to do back in the earlier, the older days of 10 years ago. They can't do the same thing. So this is a real defensive game. Real defensive game. So let me switch topics right quick. I'm talking about the second game. We're gonna talk about the game that went into overtime. The Bengals beat the Broncos 30-24, and I know, I gotta watch Nightcap, man, because I know Ocho is probably happy as hell. This was a good game. I mean, Joe Burrow, bro. Joe. If his team was better, he's in the MVP conversation. He's in that conversation 100%, bro. Because this game he just had, my boy, he was 39 for 49, 412, 3 tuds, clean game, no picks, bro. Man, I know the Bengals record, man. They started off bad. They 8-8, a 500 team now. But my goodness, man. My God, what a game. And T. Higgins. This is why T. Higgins should get paid. I think I said earlier, and when he's playing like this, he's a number one. I think I said earlier that he's a good 2, but he playing like a 1 right now. He had 11 receptions, 131 yards, 3 tuds. Jamar Chase, 9 catches, 102 yards, no tuds. Mike Gesicki, 10 catches, 86 yards. And so on and so forth for everyone else. The rushing game really didn't go too crazy. Chase Brown had 20 carries for 67 yards. And Joe Burrow did have that running touchdown. He was 4 for 25. But T. Higgins, and when he's playing like this, man, and I just don't see a world where how they bring him back with the money, because you're gonna pay Jamar for it. You can't give him no less than 40. You gotta give him 40. I've been saying that the whole time. You gotta give Jamar 40. And T, man, I know Joe Burrow said he'll reconstruct his contract for T, but it's just like I don't know how, because you're gonna have a $40 million receiver, possibly a $30 million receiver, and a $50 million quarterback, bro. And you still gotta pay Trey Hendrickson. You still gotta pay guys that's good on defense. You gotta pay them. I just don't know how you bring them back, man. But I don't know if you give him up. You gotta find a way, because when they playing like this, and the defense played better today, this is if the defense could have played like this whole season, when they can create turnovers and get stops, they will be a 10-win team. They will be a 10-win team right now. It's just, I mean, because Bo Nix ain't played too bad. He was 24 for 31, 219, 3 tugs, 1 pick. You gotta limit the turnovers, because turnovers lead to points. So you gotta limit those. The rushing game was decent, 10 carries, 69 yards for Jaleel McLaughlin. Yeah, that's his name. And Marvin Mims, great game. 8 receptions, 103 yards, 2 tugs. Cortland Sutton, 5 receptions, 55 yards, and 1 tug. So, and they went into overtime. It was a good game. This was a good game. And the Broncos, the Broncos are a good team. I just think their quarterback is very young. Well, I mean, he's an old rookie, but he's young. Give him time to gain more experience, because he didn't play particularly bad himself. He had a 3-tug game too. He just got to limit the turnovers. That one turnover can make or break a game for you. You only got one game. So they limit the turnovers. They pull this out, you know. But I mean, just man, that passing performance that Joe Burrow put on, bro. My goodness. They dominated. They dominated the team stats. I mean, 500 yards offense, 400-yard passing, 115 yards rushing. I mean, you just. But one thing, this has always been a knock on the Bengals. The protection hasn't always been the greatest. I mean, it's improved, but this game, you can't allow your quarterback to get sacked so many times. He got sacked 7 times. And this has always been a knock on the Bengals. He's always been sacked. Quarterback has been sacked a lot. I mean, that's why he had injuries, early on. But he's found a way to he found a way to play make through that. Joe Burrow's always been a top tier quarterback. And now he's just showcasing his strength even more, which is creativity, extending plays. Probably not to the extent of like a Lamar, but he's a great extender himself, and he's all right. So I just think they have to protect him better if they want to go far. Because if you run across a team like your Steelers or your the Ravens, who got a good pass rush defense, I mean, bro, front seven, the back end, I mean, they play a little better though, but you got a good front seven like the Ravens. You gotta protect Joey B. You got to, because when he playing like this, bro, he's an MVP. This is MVP performance. This is an MVP performance. He's not gonna win it either. But this is an MVP performance, hands down. Joey B, man, just a special player. Special player, bro. And he only missed 10 passes. He went 39 for 49. He missed 10 passes. Man. Oh, I do want to say that matchup between my boy Pat Surtain and Jamar was good. Now, Jamar did end with 9 catches for 102, but it started off a little rough. I mean, because Pat Surtain, bro, best DB in the NFL, defensive player of the year candidate. So and they're fortunate to have 2 players on their defense with Pat Surtain and Nick. I think it's Nick Paton. Someone else is a defensive of the year candidate on. Wait, is it him? I might be tripping, but it's another like great defender on that Broncos defense, and they're fortunate to have that. And I definitely think this is Broncos, how they playing. They're gonna be around. They're gonna be around for a minute if they just keep playing at this level. And I'm curious to see what are the Bengals' chances of making the playoffs now after they won this game. So they beat the Broncos. You gotta play the Steelers and Pittsburgh. That's gonna be a tough one. Where they're third in their division. I know that for a fact. They're 8-8, so you can't really catch the Steelers. They already clinched there. The Ravens still already clinched. But by them beating the Broncos, they gotta win out for one. And I think they need the Broncos to lose out, if I'm not mistaken. And that's very possible. Because if you look at it, the Broncos lost to the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers. They lost to the Bengals, and they got to play the Chiefs. So it's very possible that they lose out. I think you need them to lose out, and you need the Colts to lose. Is it the Colts? Let me see. I think it is the Colts. If I'm not tripping. But if the Bengals make the playoffs, what do you guys think their chances of making the playoffs? Because that'll be interesting. And I feel like the Bengals or the Colts for the Jaguars. I feel like the Bengals are catching fire at the right time. They're catching fire at the right time. Maybe it's a little too, I don't want to say it's too late in the season, but you got this last game. And the Bengals might have a real chance of making the playoffs. They might. Let's see. Let me see what the professionals say. Let's see their playoff chances after this win. So I'm seeing, according to ESPN, was it? They're 8-8. Okay. Okay, they telling me games stuff that I don't want to see. Yeah, they need them to lose out for sure. They need, and it's very possible. Like I said, they more than likely gonna lose out this season because you gotta play the Chiefs, and I don't think I'm tripping. The Broncos have enough to beat the Chiefs. So it's estimated it's a 12%. So they have a 12% chance of making the playoffs, and it's a real possibility. It definitely increased. So for Cincinnati to make the playoffs, they need to win their final game. They need the Broncos to lose to the Chiefs. Yep. They need the Dolphins and the Colts to lose at least one more regular season game. Both teams could turn to back up this Sunday because Tua's hurt and Anthony Richardson hurt. So it is a real possibility that the Bengals make the playoffs because Broncos not beating the Chiefs. The Dolphins, who the Dolphins play? Who do the Dolphins play? I need to see this. Oh, they play the Browns. Ooh. They might win it. They might win this. I don't know. But hey, the Bengals make the playoffs, that'll be good for them. And I think if they catch fire, how they catching fire, a lot of teams probably ain't gonna want to see them because they're getting hot at the right time. All right, let's look at this last NFL game that was a blowout. The Chargers blow out the Patriots 40-7, and they clinch their playoff berth with 10-6. Justin Herbert had a great game. He was 26 for 38, 281, 3 tuds. You got my boy J.K. Dobbins, came back 19 carries, 76 yards on the tud. Ladd McConkey, the rookie, 8 carries, 94 yards, 2 tuds. Quentin Johnson, 5 receptions, 48 yards, and everybody else. This was a blowout. And I think we need to give some real love. And Jim Harbaugh really should be in Coach of the Year conversations because what he was able to do with this Chargers team year one, make them a 10-win team, is crazy. He coming off a national championship. You go to the NFL, first year playoffs. Make the Chargers 10-win team. So this is big for them, bro. This is big, and they scored in every quarter. That's consistency right there. In the Patriots, Drake May had went out with an injury, but he came back, and I mean, he was 12 for 22, 117, 1 tud. The offense, they need a wide receiver one. They do. They don't really have that guy that they looking for at wide receiver yet. I mean, because they like I said, they don't have a field flipper. They don't have a guy who's gonna put pressure on the opposing defense. Because Drake May is not a bad quarterback. I think he is for his rookie. He didn't do rookie campaign. He didn't do that bad. I think he played better than I thought he was gonna play. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. They're 3-13, but he showed flashes that he can possibly be their starter. So this is, like I said, the Chargers. This is a big win for them. Great. Well, it's the Patriots, but it's a big win for them. They clinched their playoff berth with this. And I do have. I ain't even gotta look at my phone. Justin Herbert passed Peyton Manning for the most passing yards in his first 5 seasons. And when we talk about the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Justin Herbert is a name that's always around the top 15-ish, borderline 10-ish, because he's had so many different. This is his Jim Harbaugh is the great perfect fit for him, because we see what he did with JJ McCarthy, and you can just make Justin Herbert even better. Justin Herbert's already good in his own right, but now he has a consistent team. That's all he needed, is a consistent team that was willing to stay healthy, and he got to stay healthy himself. And he got that. And you drafted Joe Alt, who's playing great this season, the rookie. You got J.K. Dobbins. You got Ladd McConkey. So you have a good core. And the defense is still pretty good. Still got Derwin James, Dog. You still got Khalil Mack. So you have great guys on defense. You do. You got Joey Bosa. How I forget Joey B? Joey Bosa still, Poona Ford. So you got guys on defense that's quality guys. So it's gonna be a interesting playoff run for them. I don't know how far they go, because the AFC is really run through the Chiefs. I mean, the Ravens probably one of the hottest teams in the AFC. Them, the Chiefs, the Bills, very 3 hot teams right now. So if I'm the Chargers, I don't think I want to match up with any one of those round one or wild. Well, you're not gonna match up with the Chiefs because they have first round bye. But you don't want to match up with those teams first round, because I don't think you have enough to beat them. But yeah, this is playoff runs is very, very good for the Chargers, because you making the playoffs with your first year quarterback. I mean, not first year quarterback, first year coach, who is Jim Harbaugh, and it's not his first thing in the NFL. Hey, kudos, bro. Kudos, because they needed him. They did, and he flipped his team all around. He flipped them around, and I'm happy for them boys, man. All right, now. Hold up. I think I skipped over something I wanted to talk about, and that's why. Let me see. Okay, now, all right. I am right on schedule where I want to be. All right. So let's talk about this Colorado game, because it was ugly. This was ugly. This is not how I wanted Travis and Shedeur to go out. I mean, that O-line, bro. This has been the biggest issue for the Colorado Buffaloes since Deion arrived, since last season. O-line, man, they played better this year, but this game they were not protecting Shedeur at all. And Shedeur, he had 2 picks. He put the ball in harm's way, threw it, had 2 picks. But his passing attempts to, his passing percentage wasn't even bad. He's 16 for 23. That's not bad. And the fact that he's not really that much of a scrambler. He's kind of sneaky athletic. He can move. He ain't Lamar by any means, like that. But he can give you a little bit, But it's just, man, he was running for his life. He was running for his life. And he got to the point to where I'm like, bro, please protect him. Like, bro, they were not protecting him at all. And BYU was great by putting pressure on the offensive line that have had issues this season, that struggled. And I'm curious. I need to see, because they had at least 4 sacks. I need to see. I need to find this. I thought I already had it pulled up, but I guess I didn't. Cause man, I'm gonna give some love to BYU first. Let's talk about the winning team first, right? All right, BYU. They got the first Jewish quarterback from BYU history. He played decent. I mean, defense really what was really putting pressure on this team in the running game also, but he was 12 for 21, 151, and two interceptions. He didn't have throw a touchdown. Like I said, the running game really was what took over, and that's another thing with Colorado: the run defense and protecting Shador. That's been their issue. That's been their Achilles heel since last season. That's why they did make the playoffs. You know, and the fact that they made a bowl game is crazy because it was just 2 years ago a one win team, and 2 years later you're in a bowl game. So I still don't think you're mad about making a bowl game, but you want to win for sure. Because the Russian game, bro, they had 200. Wait, they had 180 yards rushing, and guess how many Colorado had? You'll never believe it. A whopping 2 rushes. I mean, 2 rushing yards. But I mean, Michael Welch 5 carries 25 yards, but Shador was 9 for negative 34. I mean, so when you look at the stats, they had 2 rushing yards. You're not winning any game with 2 rushing yards. Or your leading rusher has 25 yards. You're not winning any game. Travis Hunter was Travis Hunter. 4 receptions, 106, 1 to that. Which that's what you expect for him. But I just hope Deion is really recruiting some offensive linemen, bro, and D linemen. That's you need that. That's been your Achilles heel since you got to Colorado. And by all means, Deion, what he's doing, I'm happy and I'm proud because he turned his team around. He made them a playoff contender. He made them a bowl contender team. But this game was ugly. And I need to see what was their final score. I mean their sacks. Cause Shador was running for his life. He was running for his life, boy. Let me see. Yo. Alright, I could just total them up right here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sacks. I was right. 4 sacks. I shouldn't even looked it up there. 4 sacks, 5 TFLs. Like, bro. I did not want them to go out like this. I really didn't. And at the time while I was watching the game, they actually pulled up a stat on TV. And while we're talking about this is why I screenshot this stat. I just want you to know how this game was going. At the time, the offense, another thing, penalties. The penalties, bro. At the time, they had 5 penalties, right? And only had 2 first downs. Missed a 48-yard field goal. Allowed a 64-yard punt return, which was insane. This was at the time, I think this was in the second quarter. The penalties, this was just a sloppy game, bro. Just a sloppy game. Deion, man, the team got to be more disciplined. They just have to play better football if you want success to make the playoffs. You gotta, bro, they had, BYU had penalties in their own right too. So Colorado had 8 for 65 yards. BYU had 9 for 80. But the thing with BYU is their defense was playing some football. And they dominated time possession. So I just, they didn't convert on third down. They weren't that good. It was 3 for 9. Didn't convert on fourth down. They only ran 42 plays, 4 punts. And BYU threw 3 picks. They threw 3 interceptions. I don't know. This team was an ugly loss. And this is gonna leave a bad taste in their mouth at leaving. Deion ain't going nowhere by any means. He's they need to put a statue with him. He ain't win nothing yet, but this is an ugly loss. That's all I really got to say. Ugly loss. I really was expecting Colorado to win this game, and I thought, Travis can play with a little chip on the shoulder because of everything that's going on with him. He had a good game, like I said, but they just couldn't. They couldn't get nothing going. All right, let's talk about Miami and their loss. And this is another team that I feel like disappointed me too. And my thing with Miami, right? Their Achilles heel also has been defense. Miami has always been a team to where I'm going to outscore you. That's how I'm going to win football games. And when you have a team to buckle, I mean, they gave up. I mean, Iowa State gave up 41, so they didn't really buckle down, but they made quality. They made stops when they needed it. That's what happened. And if you just look at their seasons, just look at how they went. They won their games. Right, you open up the game 41-17 against season 41-17 against Florida, right? Boom, you blow them out. You're blowing all these people out. You get your first real test with Virginia Tech, which you should have lost. Controversial call. You get another test where you gave up 38 points, but you beat them by 1 to California. You give up 45 to Louisville. You blow out Florida State. You give up 31 to Duke. You lose to Georgia Tech, who played defense. All their losses have came from teams who have made stops when they needed them. Miami is a team, they defense suck. They defense suck. That final drive, you drive in the field goal, win the game. Iowa State win. And I want to give Cam Ward, he didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a terrible game. He was 12 for 19, 190, 3 touchdowns, clean game, no picks. And he's actually he got the most passing touchdowns. Was it passing? Y'all the passing touchdown. Let me double check because I definitely had to screenshot that. Yeah, he leads the NCAA in passing touchdowns. He passed Case Keenum, which set it in 2008, if I'm mistaken. So it wasn't that bad of a game for him. Their running game was pretty good. 14, Damian Martinez, 14 carries, 179 yards, and a touchdown. Mark Fletcher, 12 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. The receiver, they don't have Restrepo because he declared for the NFL draft. And you also lost Isaiah Thornton. You know what he can. I ain't got my jacket on, but you know what he can. Yes, sir, Roll Tide. So you're losing some guys that's quality guys for you on the receiving end, and you still put up 41. So it's just the defense, bro. Their defense has been lackluster this whole season. The whole season. And Miami, I'm shaking my camera. All right. And Miami is a team that really should be a three, maybe a 4 or 5 loss team. Because you had controversial calls and they won it, so I can't take it away from them because they won the game. But it's been many instances this season to where you can argue that this team shouldn't even be 13. You know, same thing with Bama. But this is I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Like I said, because their defense has been very, very lackluster this whole season. So Miami loses, but Cam Ward is going to the NFL. He's the second best quarterback coming out of college football. I think he's projected to go to the Browns? I think he was projected to go to the Browns. Because let's see, Miami, the Raiders. But see, the Raiders, they won too many games. They're not gonna have a. Okay, so the Browns, the Giants, but the Giants gonna take Shador. I thought that the Raiders were gonna take Shador, but I don't think they're gonna have a high enough pick. So the Titans are a team they hold number 4 pick. The Browns and the Raiders. The Raiders might be a team that picks them up. But yeah, I don't know. If I'm him, I don't want to go to the Browns are a team to where I think they're gonna get rid of my boy on defense, Myles Garrett, because you want to rebuild. I mean, because he already said if we're not winning anything, I don't want to be here, and that's only right. You do right by him because he's been loyal. He's produced for you, so give him a chance to go win something. So you probably gonna get rid of him. The Raiders, they need a quarterback, and I think the Raiders can be a competitive team and had a consistent quarterback. He might be that guy for because you got Brock Bowers, you got my boy, the receiver over there, Jacoby Myers. Is it Jacoby? No, not Jacoby Myers. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I think it is Jacoby. Yeah, because they got rid of Jacoby Myers. I was right, Jacoby Myers. So you got some guys, Brock Bowers. I mean, best tight end in the NFL right now. So you got guys you can throw the ball to. So Alexander Madison, the running back. He's not a number one in my opinion, but he's there. So, but Miami, terrible loss, terrible loss, terrible loss. Now let's get into the NBA conversations. We're gonna kick it off with the scuffle. I know we all seen it between the Suns and the Mavericks. Slaps flying, punches thrown. Maybe this is what the NBA need. You need stuff like this to get the ratings back up, man. And I did see that Kyrie is gonna pay for was it nine? He playing for PJ Washington, Najee, not Najee Marshall. Oh, why do I keep second guessing myself? He is paying for Najee Marshall. Najee Marshall, PJ Washington. Yeah, he's paying for them. And like Kyrie said, I agree with him 100%. Maybe we need this. We need this for the Raiders because these past 2 days has been pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie. The NBA Christmas games pretty good, and the games yesterday was pretty good because I think you need some excitement, bro. And I think Adam Silver, I get what he's trying to do, but you don't want to make it so bland. It feels bland. You can't talk, you can't celebrate because the refs got too much power. The refs have way too much power. I'm not saying we should be straight up fighting, but basketball is if I score on you, I want to let you know I scored on you. I want to let you know how much better I think I am than you are. That's basketball. And when you take that element of basketball away and you're trying to create this super PG version of a sport that is they talk shit. They talk. That's basketball. The best players talk shit, except for Timmy D and Kawhi when he was healthy. But you look at your guys, you got the MJ who talk shit, Larry Bird talk shit, plenty legends talk, Shaq, all of them talk. And when you take that aspect of the game away, it makes it boring. Because and you also got to look at how we're playing. It's a lot of threes going up. And I grew up in the Curry area. I'm only 22, so I've seen the prime Curry. I've seen the shift between the super drive heavy midi league to 3-point league, and we gotta blame Golden State. I mean, they did it. Curry changed the game, but hey, we're here, and I don't know how you go about dealing that. I have seen people say, "Well, maybe you should put a cap on threes and how many threes you take a game," but I think it'll even itself out eventually. I think it'll even itself out. I don't think that's too big of an issue. Well, it can be because now you just got people chucking shots, and I can't see that being an issue. When players just go down the court, just that's all they doing. Just that can be a big issue. So I wouldn't put a cap on threes, but they definitely need some excitement back because if we think about what made basketball so lit. It was the flashy layups. It was the driving dunks, the crazy assists, Curry pulling it from 45 feet. But you notice I said Curry. And you could throw Dame in that category too. Everybody cannot do that. The only person I've seen that can shoot similar to a clip of Curry like this is Dame. He's another guy who's pulling it from half. That's the only other guy. But now you got everybody trying to do it. So I think that's definitely an issue, I will say. But this definitely can bring some excitement to the league. For sure. For sure. Let me see. Now that football season finna, I really need to lock in. Oh, let me talk about the Kings, bro. Let me talk about Sacramento. So you fire Mike Brown after he just won Coach of the Year 2 seasons ago. Yeah, you got a losing record. But why fire Mike Brown? And I seen what the Nuggets head coach said about the situation. He was like, "Yeah, it's the same guy that fired me." And Mike Malone, I had a brain fart just then. Mike Malone, he said he's the same guy that fired me. And why fire Mike Brown? Right now they're playing Lakers and they're actually up a half. And low key, if I'm Mike Brown, I want y'all to lose. I want y'all to see that I'm not the reason why we're losing like this. If you look at it, hell, where's the bench? You know, let's look at Sacramento's season so far. The 13 to 18. So you're not that far behind, but in the West, you suck. Let me just put it like that. Let's look at their previous game they just lost. You lose to the Pistons, who's been playing way better this season. You lose to the Pistons. Just look at this, right? The bench played pretty good in this game. Keegan Murray, he had 11. De'Aaron Fox, 26. Trey Lyles off the bench with 20. And Malik Monk with 15. So them guys combined for 35 points off the bench. You lose by 1. Hey, tough L. You lost by 1. This game was a really good all-around game. I mean, you have nothing to hang your head low about because Cade been hooping. The Pistons been hooping. Now, if we dig even deeper, you can see the real causes, right? You had 14 turnovers. You know, you win. They won the rebound. You won it's even on the rebounds. Like I said, this is just a tough loss. It's really just a tough loss. Now let's dig a little deeper and see what the issue is. Because Mike Brown is an issue. Mike Brown is not the issue at all. Okay, now they was on a losing streak heavy. I think it was like a 5-6 game losing streak, 7 game losing streak, something like that. So now let's look at this game against the Pacers when they got blew out 121 to 95. Once again, bench production. DeMar DeRozan. Okay, DeMar is a great player, but he's aging, bro. And I think that trade they made, you didn't get better. You don't get better with that trade because DeMar's aging. This ain't DeMar from he's 33-year-old DeMar, or 32, or even 34-year-old DeMar. He's like 36. He's like 36. How old is he? Oh, he's 35. Okay, well, I'm not that far off. He's 35. He's aging. He's an aging star. And you made that trade. I just don't I don't like it. I don't. I really don't. He didn't have a good game. The bench didn't have a good game. Malik Monk is the most consistent player off of the bench. I mean, Sabonis is gonna be Sabonis. He's gonna give you his all every night. It's just the bench, bro. Bench production. That's one game, and the backup might claim even more. But the backup to take even more, let's look at one more game, and it's gonna be recent. The last L against the Lakers, they lost 103 to 99. Once again, bench production. Sabonis again, double machine. De'Aaron Fox 31, DeMar DeRozan 12. So when your bench is giving you what 7, 9, let me just do this right here. I ain't even finna embarrass myself on camera. I'm trying to calculate in my head. Bench give you 27 points, bro. You're not winning, bro. They gotta give you the bench needs to give you at least 35 points, maybe 40. Because this league, you gotta score 100 to win. I mean, it's a race to 100. Who can get to 100 first? So the bench got to step up, and that just have not been the case this year. The starting five been playing pretty good. Besides DeMar, he played this game. He played 37, had 12 points, and I think I'm gonna show this so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And the rebounding battle will always be close because you have Sabonis. He's a monster on the glass. It's always gonna be close. So you never really will lose the rebound battle because even this one, you're only down by 2. So that's not a big enough difference to say that's the reason why you guys they lost. It's just the bench, bro. They have no bench. They have no bench at all. But I think that's enough for episode 14. Like I said, man, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to everybody, to your cousin, your brother cousin, your brother nephew. Hey, tell them all. To Southern Clutch Conversations, man. And I thank y'all and I love y'all for everything. Just, I'm looking a little rough. I need to cut. I ain't gonna lie. But just riding with me, man. It's a journey that we grinding on. So I thank y'all and I love y'all. And I see y'all tomorrow. Because Sunday football. Peace.